Preshtalwalker. Here's a fun logic puzzle. 4 friends claim they have been wrongly imprisoned and they are just mere logicians and they have been confused for criminals. The warden says, if you are in fact logicians, I'm going to give you a chance to prove it. So he lines up the 4 logicians as follows. We have 1, 2, 3, all facing forward, then a brick wall, and then on the other side of the brick wall is logician 4. The warden says, I'm going to place 2 blue hats and 2 red hats on the 4 of you. They all know these rules. They're only allowed to look in front of them. There's no cheating. They're not allowed to take their hats off. They're not allowed to talk to each other. And they're not allowed to do anything else. They have to figure out the answer using pure logical reasoning. The warden says, I'm going to give you some time. If any one of you can state the color of your hat with certainty, I will let you all out for free. Being perfect logicians, none of them will speak out of turn and just guess. They will only speak if they know the answer for sure. So the question is, can the 4 logicians be freed? And how would they do it? Pause the video if you'd like to give this problem a try. And when you're ready...
So you're only allowed to speak out if you know with certainty what your hat is. And only one guy needs to know with certainty. I mean, this guy, it's still a 50-50 for this guy. This guy sees a blue one and a red one, and he doesn't see this guy. So he has either a blue or red. It's still a 50-50 for this guy. They're not allowed to talk.
Keep watching to learn how to solve this problem.
I don't actually know. Or I'm missing something.
So how can we work it out? First, logician 3 only looks at a brick wall. So there's no information that the third person could have. There's no way this person could shout out with certainty. The same thing is true for logician 4. The logician only sees a brick wall and doesn't have any information, so 4 is not going to shout out any answers. Now each of them is thinking. There are 2 blue hats and 2 red hats. So there are, of course, 4 choose 2, which is 4 factorial over 2 factorial 2 factorial, equals 6 different ways for the warden to arrange 2 blue hats and 2 red hats on the 4 of them. So they start thinking, what are the possibilities? It could be red, red, blue, blue, red, blue, red, blue, red, blue, blue, red, blue, blue, red, red, blue, red, blue, red, or blue, red, red, blue. Now, logician 2 sees a red hat on the third person. So logician 2 looks at which possibilities have a blue hat on the third option and says these cannot be the possible arrangements. So we are down to 3 possibilities. Now,
oh, they're allowed to say which... Well, I don't see how this helps. This guy can say anything that this guy cannot say. Or this guy can say anything that this guy can say, right? With absolute certainty.
logician 1 is also thinking the same thing because logician 1 can see the hats on logicians 2 and 3. So logician 1 not only knows they're down to these 3 possibilities, but logician 1 also knows that there's a blue hat and a red hat. So that leaves only 2 possibilities. But still, in each of these possibilities, logician 1 says, I don't know if I'm wearing a red hat or blue hat, because either one is possible in these 2 possibilities. And that's the clue. So after a while, logician 2 knows that Logician 1 is confused. Now, if Logician number 1 had seen 2 red hats, that is, red hats on 2 and 3, Logician 1 would know that his hat was blue. But since Logician 1 is confused, Logician 2 says this possibility cannot be true. So we are down to 2 possibilities. And Logician 2 thinks in each of these possibilities, there is a blue hat in the second position. Therefore, Logician 2 says, I know, my hat is blue, and all 4 of the logicians get set free. What an incredible logic puzzle. Thanks for making us one of the best communities on YouTube.
It's true, but the description of the puzzle was confusing. Like, if they're allowed to communicate or not. And what is considered like assumptions, you know?